All right, welcome back. In this next video, everybody, I'll be doing sheet 3. We're still in exercise 1, part 1. And for this exercise, we're going to need the trash paper and your 3 pens again. And of course, this sheet 1 that you did is going to still be taped down, so leave that down for this next sheet assignment. So what we're going to do is let's move these pens to the side. We're going to need the 3 pens, of course. Here's our trace paper, which is 12 inches tall. What we need to do is we need to cut this paper just a little bit more or less than the 17 inches here. And here's a trick how to cut this, because it can be kind of messy if you don't know how to cut it. And you might want to practice this a little bit, but the trash paper is here, and I'm going to take a ruler or the architectural scale. You can also take one of the triangles, but you want to put it as close to the 17 inches, lining up here at the edge, and then maybe bring it off. Here's the 17 inches of the graph paper. Maybe have it a little bit further to the left of that. Make sure it's kind of straight, and then you want to rip it in one swoop, like so, and it tears off really nice. Might have to practice it a little bit, but you do have enough trace paper to do that. So once we rip this paper here, we want to tape it down in all 4 corners, making sure this is straight. I know it's trace paper, but just making sure it's straight here. It's rolling up or curling up a little bit, and that looks straight, and I have my dots already here. I'm just going to tape all 4 corners. And it's okay if the dots go over the existing dots below, or maybe you want to place it in another area, that's fine. And there's your trace paper over your graph paper, the first assignment, sheet 1, right? So what we're going to do here is quite simple. We're going to just trace over the lines that we did. And the reason we're doing this is because when we untape it and look at it, you'll see clearly, the lines being distinguished from the graph underneath and from the first assignment that you did underneath. So doing the same thing as before in sheet 1, I am going to create a border with my middle weighted pen or line weight pen as far as thickness. So I'm just going to you're just going to simply trace over this line, but you're tracing over, you're tracing on the trash or a trash paper, right? So, and again, go at your speed. Slow is probably preferred so that you get some control. Now making sure this tape sticks down. Double check that. I'm going to go across here at the top with my border. Then I'm going to come down. Try not to press too hard because the trash paper is a little bit sensitive. Like that. There's my border. And now I'm going to go with my thinnest pen, and I'm going to trace the top third thin lines, then my second pen, the middle third, line weight, and then the last third with the heaviest line weight. So this trash paper makes it nice so you can look right through it. And now I'm going to trace these lines. Again, I'm going to go a little quick here for video's sake. If you want to pause the video at any time, please do and take a break, or you want to look back at your work, but I'm just going to flow through this as quick as I can, as straight as I can. And again, control is the key here. And then I'm going to untape this trash, and then I'm going to pull it up from the board, and then you'll see what I'm talking about as far as the lines. But for now, you're just tracing. There's something about doing this exercise, I guess for me, it's kind of soothing, and it's really fundamental. It's a fundamental exercise because we're trying to draw horizontal lines as straight as we can. You can see that I'm getting a little bit careless, right? Some of my lines are going up above the grid lines that are below or that I drew. That's okay. That one looks good. Let's draw one more in this line. Wait. Okay, I'm going to put that one down, cap it. And now let's go with my pen that's a little thicker than that and continue. This one is thicker than the lines that I just previously drew, the top third, right? Go across. And again, control is the key. And of course, with anything you want to get better at, practice is practice, 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 right? And you can do this, of course, on your own, in a book, in a graph book. And after a while, this fluid motion will just be secondhand and be like drawing a straight line. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's draw one more after this with this line weight. Then we'll go to the thickest one, right? All right, so that might. That's good. Now here's my thickest pen. Let's draw these across. Oops. Going from edge to edge. If you spill over a little bit, that's okay. Couple more here. We'll put our name on it, and then I want to talk about untaping your sheets. I'm not sure if I talked about that in the last video, but I'm going to talk about it now. So here's my last line. Let's put our name in this bottom corner, right-hand corner with the middle line weight here again. I'm really just tracing over my name that was underneath, right? Okay, so now here, you got to be careful on untaping. Let's take off this top layer first, this trash paper, right? You want to hold this down and slowly take off the tape because you can end up ripping the trash paper, this top layer, and you don't want to do that. Hold it down and just be very gentle and take the tape off slowly here, and then I'm just going to lift this paper up a little bit and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can see the lines, the thin lines up above the top third, and then the middle third getting darker, and the bottom third the darkest. You can see that, you know, maybe this set of lines here horizontally can be a little bit darker than these to make it pop out even more, and that's just a matter of using a different line thickness of the ink pens. But I want you to know that, you know, there's different line types, line thicknesses that mean different things when you're drawing architecturally. So lifting this up a little bit, you can see the results here. And then that sheet, this is sheet 3, the trash, and of course sheet 1 is below. So that's sheet 3.